Voiceover, not an easy career. You have to be dedicated to learning, exploring, finding creative, innovative new ways of promoting and improving. Put in long hours, hard work, and dedication to getting the job done. And find the right tools and mix to make that happen. If you have the passion, drive, and dedication to stick to it, if you can get up each time you fail, learn from it, and keep going without quitting, then keep it tuned in here. It's time to wake the VO flock up, people, and make VO magic happen. Let's talk voiceover.
Okay, hey guys. First live stream that I am back. I hope this is working. Look at my head. Didn't know I could do that. Wow. Yeah, looks like the mic is working. Hopefully you hear me. Hopefully you can. There we go. Okay, well, from looks of it, this should be working. So that's a good thing. Chat is up as well on this live stream. If you happen to pop in and you feel like saying hi, feel free. Put a chat in there. A little late in the day for some people, early morning for others. China is now awake, so hey, I'm up and I'm ready for work. I work at all time zones. There you go. How's that? I try to. Which kind of leads into, as a voiceover in the industry, how do you work with different clients in different time zones? Get up in their time, even though it might be your nighttime, or is it that you have set hours and they have to wait around your hours? Let me know in the comments. What I do is, if I have a major client of mine who is a recurring client who I work with and they're not in my time zone, which they're not, say for instance, China. I have a few companies in China, Japan, Singapore, Korea over there that I work with. Well, their hours are 12 to 13 hours ahead of mine, especially Australia. But I get up and start work at night when I have major projects to do with them. So that's how I handle that. However, being in Canada, it is a little different for me to be up overnight, but it's actually kind of nice. Really like the overnight shift. Quiet, there's nobody running around, you don't get the traffic, or because right now we have major construction going on our street that, of course, let us know of. Something you have to deal with when you are working from home is all the little things that pop up. You have to kind of be able to roll with the punches, roll with the flow, you know? Hey, that rhymed. Didn't mean it to. But yeah, you have to basically keep smiling. As Lou Bega says, baby, keep smiling. I'm very musical. You'll find a lot of music references for me. I used to have my own, well, I still do, I guess, online radio station. And I've got to get back to doing shows for that because music just pops out of left field for me while I'm dealing with clients. It's just part of my quirk. What can I say? I'm a quirky gal like that. But music should play a big role in everybody's lives. Oh, good start to the day. I need to do my warm-up, which I haven't done. Here's another thing. Do you do your warm-ups? Hope you do. I have a whole video on that, so go look at that. It'll be up top somewhere, maybe. No, this is a live stream. Okay, so, yeah, just go look for it in the videos. That's one way to do it. Sorry, hydrating here. But yeah, that's how I handle the time zones over there. Now, if I have a client who needs to get something done and say they're in I work with UK or Romania, their time zones are yet a bit different. They're ahead of me still, anywhere from 3 to 6 hours ahead. That's okay. I like to make sure that I'm available for my when they need me. So if they can give me an actual comparison as to what their time zone they're in, I will figure it out from there. I'm not great with time zones. I'll tell you that now. But we work it out. Other than that, basically I have my set hours, and the rest of the North American clients go around my hours, unless they're on the other coast. Then I make an exception for anyone in California or Vancouver, Edmonton, which is no big deal. They're only 3 hours behind. But yeah, how do you guys handle that? I would be interested to know, because voiceover isn't just that you're going to be doing voiceover for your local radio station. I don't think that. I mean, you can certainly approach them. Maybe they do need somebody. Hey, that'd be great. Might need someone to voice their commercials. But it's not a given that all of your clients are going to be local. Your clients are going to be from all over the globe. That is, if they can find you. Depending on where you're sourcing your clients from. And it is a constant daily battle, marketing strategy, I should say, that you are out there plugging your wares, little vocal pipes, and getting your demos heard and getting some new clients coming on board. But we'll talk about that in another time. But yeah, I mean, for me, voiceover is a global village. And we're all around this big blue and green ball. We're all one bunch of people just kind of spinning around the galaxy here. And one for all for one. We should be helping each other out as much as we can. And that's basically where I come from with it, is that to provide a service, high quality service, to the clients that want to use my voice for their whatever it might be, commercial, animation, audiobook, what else? E-learning, corporate narration. Those are my basic niches. Niches? I can never. Anyway, yeah, those basic things. So I basically target my demos and I target my marketing towards those clients, and I will go above and beyond to help them meet their deadlines. You don't, as a voiceover, I think you're doing a very big disservice to your clients. You need to be available when they need you. Now, that doesn't mean that you can always be up, 24/7, of course. That doesn't work at all. But you do have to be available when they need you. And be able to say, okay, well, you're what, 12 hours ahead? All right, we have this project. It is due on your Friday. Great. Oh, and that will actually be my Thursday. Perfect. We'll get together. I will be available to you during your operation hours, especially if you have to do a live feed into their studio, which you can do by multiple means. Some will do it by Skype, not as great quality. Others will do it by Source Connect, which is great. I've had a few do it by Discord, which is absolutely amazing. I love Discord. Anyway, major plug for them. I have no idea who. I'm not even paid for that. I love the software. What else? Bidalgo. Ouch. Punked myself, sorry. Bidalgo call. Yeah. And then, of course, you can ISDN. Well, that is another option, but not really one that's available to newer VOs and everybody with a good price point. Although I do hear that there are a few services out there that are pretty economical, so check them out. Maybe we'll do a review on those later on at another time. But that basically it. In working with anyone in China, at least for me, from my time zone, from China, Japan, Australia, and those zones and Australia, you also have to remember that the days of the week, because they are 12 hours ahead, you have to remember that their days are going to be a day ahead of yours. So starting on Sunday night is their Monday morning. So if you're going to be available, you have to realize you might have to give up that Sunday night, family night, or whatever you're doing just for that week until you waste. I don't mind doing that. My family's used to that. They like to eat. So, my family's usually not complaining too much about, me having to work. And I'm sure it's pretty much the same in your. You like to eat, pay, live, that kind of thing. Yeah. And help your clients is the way you're going to do it, and give them the best service so that they come back again and again. Absolutely. You in lovely voiceover. Not to mention have some pretty good talent and dedication. But yeah, that's basically how I do it. There's a lot of questions that come in that people ask me, how do I get work in, overseas? How do I get, I'm in the US, or I'm in the UK and I want to work in the US. Basically, you just got to target yourselves to them, but you have to realize those are different time zones you're shooting for there, sweetie. And gotta roll with those punches and not expect, that you're always going to be able, I only work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and that's it. Now, the flip side of that as well, people who do set their hours as Monday through Friday, no weekends, or whatever you set it to, really, you have to realize that that is going to impact clients, and maybe even they're hiring you when you're reaching out to people, or when they're reaching you via your website or whatever marketing they have for you. And that is pretty major, because maybe they found you on, I don't know, freelance sites. We won't say their names because I'm not plugging any of them. Sorry. But on those sites, they don't care what day of the week. They don't care what your hours are. They don't care that you may be tripping over yourself to try and get that work done, and maybe stressing out your vocal cords. Remember, unless you're at the higher levels that you are going to be able to get the insurance, get your own health insurance, get stuff like that, then maybe you might want to. I don't know. If you're at that stage, you really don't want to be on the freelance sites. But anyway, where I was going with all of that is that they're going to be 24/7, meaning they want your availability to be 24/7. And in the real world, that ain't happening. So some of them are pretty good that I've seen, and we'll do some walkthroughs, a few of them. I'm going to do something a little later with that. But there are a few things you can do to set your availability on some of the sites, not all of the sites. Rarely have I ever seen it. I've only really seen and heard of it once. That was a freelance site where you could set your availability and the days that you're off and the days. Otherwise, you might be missing out on a lot of work on the sites. But really, you have to balance that with what you're really getting paid there, whether it's even worth it to be up later or training your voice. And another ball of wax. Yeah. Realize that Yeah, it might be easier to get onto those freelance sites, but you're going to be going full bore if you're popular enough on those. You're going to be going full bore and you might exhaust yourself and your voice. You really want to take the chance that on a low paying $10 job or $30 job, whatever it is, that you're going to miss out on bringing to your Fortune 500 client that just contacted you. You're going to bring them your voice that's all fried? No, no. That's you got to weigh the pros and cons there. But anyway, yeah, because those sites are all basically everybody from the world. Now, it is nice that if you are working on those freelance websites, that you are able to have those clients in other regions. I would think that they would be more, the clients there would be more adaptable, we'll say, for their knowledge of knowing that, okay, well, you are in North America. Oops, sorry, hit the thing. You are in North America. I'm in, I don't know, Arabia or Egypt or wherever. So there's obvious time difference there. Not always. That doesn't always happen. I would think that they would because it's a global website. Easy way around that, because I had one lady not call me, but message me and ask about that. How do you approach that? Well, to approach that, I think the best way would be to say, hey, thanks for contacting me. They're a little bit rude with you. And I realize it's a freelance website, but still, they're a client, so you want to be professional. What you might want to say to them at that point is, hey, realize you need to get this done. What time zone are you in? What is your deadline? And if you can, get a time in their time zone and reinforce with them that you are in whatever Pacific Standard Time or Central Time or whatever you're at. And the time difference between the two, you and your client. That should basically go, oh, light bulb in their head. Okay, right. You got to realize that I think some of those people who are hiring via those forms aren't really used to hiring voiceover talent. They're just maybe somebody trying to get it done, and they want to make sure that it is the in before their boss needs it, which is great. Definitely go out and give them a hand. But at the same time, you've got to really let them know your boundaries on the time zones. Like, hey, yeah, I kick off at 5 if you have set office hours kind of thing. My 5 p.m. is your say 11 p.m. 11 a.m. or whatever. So this will be coming to you at this time in your time. I can have it to you noon tomorrow, but my time, but that will be whatever time it is. And just let them know this is the earliest I can get it to you. Then they can decide to go with you or not. I mean, for $50, let them go wherever. If that's the case. But if you can help them and they don't mind, that's great. Get it out to them. Awesome. Yeah, so there's my whole working in time zones. How did this come up? I had Nancy give me a shout and a bunch of questions. So that's one of the questions I thought would be great for the first time back doing a live chat and chatting. Yeah, and I thought I'd use my little girl here because she's kind of cool and I'm having fun with her. A little bit too much fun. There's some pretty cool things that she can do. If I can get her to quit. Oh, of course I can't. But I love making her head grow. Anyway, I'm having too much fun with this. End of the day, I have only a couple of minutes left, and I have to be on out of here. Short live chat for my first one back. I should be able to get back into doing the with and probably a little earlier if I can manage it in the day instead of so late for you all. But it depends on where you're tuning in from, because a lot of my subscribers seem to be from overseas. That's so great. You can always catch it in the replay. Not a problem. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be on earlier in the day, probably around, I don't know, I haven't actually decided yet. I'm just sort of winging it. Best way to get doing these things is basically get off your keister and get them done. So that is what I'm doing right now. I kind of got a kick in the pants, and I'm running a few different channels, so I'm doing a few different things. And I'm having a real hard time right now with Chronicles, my podcast. But that's okay. Schedules and everything sorted out over there. So yeah, and yeah, so that's it. That's what I'm doing. So there. I hope that answered your question about time zones and how to do all of that. I mean, that's just basically what I do. I'm not saying that's what you have to do, but give you some ideas. You can set your office hours. You can be available, like I am, to your clients when they need you, within reason, of course. But yeah, that's about all I can think of to tell you about that. So hopefully that answered your question, and hopefully you're going to like those. On the next live stream, which will be probably tomorrow, earlier of when I'll be doing it, probably in the morning. I'll try doing it first thing in the morning, although it's pretty we'll do it sometime in the AM in the North American region. In the UK, it'll be probably around your lunchtime. So there you go. If you know when the UK lunch is, figure it out from there. GMT to your time. That's probably the easiest. Usually is for me to convert things anyway from GMT. But anyway, yeah. If you want something to help you with time zones, there is a time zone website that I use all the time, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. I will put a link in the description below to the website that I use to help me keep track of time zones and convert them for you as well. Hopefully that'll help you out as well, Nancy, and everybody else out there. So yeah, there you go. Some tips and a website that you can use for time zones and keep it straight. Not to mention Google. If you are, I'm a Google girl, and if you like using Google Calendar will also give you a conversion to the time zone, because it will ask you the time. I'll do up a little video on that for 2-Tip Tuesday coming up tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. And so big shout out to Nancy. Had that question. Thanks, Nancy. And also to HNC. Thank you for your subscription. They're a new subscriber. And they just posted up that they wanted to see my audio process and how I do it from beginning to end, kind of thing. So I'm going to get that. It's a longer video. It's turning out to be. So that will be up sometime this week, but it will be a more detailed. So between my jobs, I will get that done for you. You guys have to realize doing this whole YouTube thing is really cool, but at the same time, and it is so much fun. But it's a lot of work. So all of the YouTubers out here, all the content creators, and all you creatives out here who are doing this every day on a full-time basis and you're doing it by yourself, like I am, you don't have anybody else helping you. Hats off to you guys, because man, oh man, it is a lot of work. You got video editing, you got audio editing, you've got actually performing the video, doing the live stream, finding the clips, putting them together, learning the software, uploading, getting it on there, mixing it with audio and mastering it. It's a lot of flippin' work. It really, really is. But it is a lot of fun. And why do we do it? Why do I do it? Well, I think YouTubers do it because they love doing it. Plus, I mean, it's a different job, right? It's a lovely job they can do from home. But at the same time, for myself, I love doing it because for me, I don't really want to teach. Like I'm not doing courses and all that other stuff like a lot of other people are doing. How they're doing it, I really don't know. Like Earl just does everything. Bill DeWeese, I mean, he kind of does it along with what he's doing. Dave, he's got courses, he got amazing courses, audiobooks and everything. You got to go check out Dave. And I don't know how they're all doing it. I really don't. On top of all the jobs that you're already voicing and things, a lot of work. But for me, I do it because I love doing it. It's creative. I'm a creative and I love doing it. I love helping you. And if I can help you even in the slightest bit with a tip or a trick here or there that helps you on your journey and your path, I want to hear about it. I want to know, because I love that I can help somebody. I think in this world, we don't do that enough. We really don't. I mean, we're, like I said earlier, we're all, one for all for one and one for all, to borrow it from the Three Musketeers. Yeah. So if you're in the voiceover industry, basically, paisan, eh? You and I are just together. That was terrible. I wasn't even trying for an Italian accent there, so don't come aboard. But I was just trying to think of a word. We're in this thing together. Let's get through it together. Let's be successful together. And let's make sure that those clients out there are getting the best quality voiceovers that they can possibly get from each and every voiceover out there that we can reach to even help in the slightest. Maybe you're banging your head up against the screen because you don't know how to get your audio to work properly. Or maybe it's that microphone review that you were looking for. Maybe it's just getting the encouragement to, hey, basically get off your ass and get it done. Yeah, I can give you a kick in the pants too. No problem. I don't mind. But whatever it is, I'm here to help. If I don't know the answer, I will darn toot and find it for you. Not a problemo. Anyway, I got to get on out of here. I have a client that I need to meet up with, and I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day. Leave a message for me down in the comments below if this is helpful, if you have any ideas, anything that you need as far as help, tips, tricks, whatever, let me know. I'll make you a video, or we'll put it in the live stream and I'll give you a shout out like I did today for Nancy and HNC. Yeah, so there you go. All right, well, have a wonderful day. I wish you much happiness, much success, and I hope you have a happy and prosperous day. Now, you know what? Get on over there, get on out there and make that voiceover magic happen. Bye, y'all. Oh, and real quick, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. And maybe subscribe if you haven't. And if you haven't, I don't know what's taking you so long, but click that little subscribe button. And don't forget the bell. The bell, that ding, ding, ding bell, it keeps you up to date on what's going on here. Yeah, really. Click it. Bye!